Marco!
Polo!
Marco!
Polo!
That's right, on today's episode of Outdoor Quest TV, we're heading to Kyrgyzstan in search of Marco Polo sheep. Hi, I'm TJ Schwanke. Now, Vanessa was supposed to come along on this hunt with me, and just before we were ready to leave, she ended up breaking her foot, so we just didn't think it was a good idea that she went along. So that left me as hunter and cameraman. So I'm going to apologize in advance. The footage is a little bit rough on this trip, but it really shows what an adventure traveling to Kyrgyzstan can be. Now, I'm a big believer in Safari Club International, and they've been really active in mid-Asia. Some of the conservation efforts here have really increased the number of sheep. And more importantly that, their conservation efforts have included hunters. Into their management plans, they've really made sure that hunters are a critical component of that. Without hunters in some of these countries, you can bet that wildlife would not even exist. So that's one of the reasons that I belong to Safari Club International for. They're really big in the conservation end of things, and they're really big in ensuring that we can all travel the world and hunt. Join me on my adventure in Kyrgyzstan.
For over a decade, we have traveled the world bringing our viewers the adrenaline-pumping adventures that hunters crave. We've had our highs and we've had our lows, and our viewers have shared every step with us along the trail. Outdoor Quest TV grew out of our passion for hunting, and our viewers share that passion as they join us on every new adventure. In 2012, our journey continues. Welcome to our greatest season ever.
Well, they say the journey is half the adventure, so I don't know, we must be in for one heck of an adventure. We've been better part of almost 4 days getting here. Flew out of Calgary, I guess 3 days ago, and ended up having to spend an extra night in Bishkek. The airlines lost their baggage, but thankfully they found it. Yesterday we did about a 10-hour drive on pavement. Got to one of the guides' houses where we switched vehicles and jumped into some 4x4s. We had to wait till it got dark to come up here though, because the rivers, I guess, are really high during the daytime, so we had to wait till it got lower at night. And so we crossed the rivers last night. It was about 1 or 2 in the morning, I guess. It was a pretty wild drive up. It was crazy. So the journey's only half the adventure. I just can't wait to see what's yet to come. So what is the plan, Saku?
The plan, actually, we are going to pack now and have happy faces and then, you know, keep on going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Up that valley there?
Yep.
You said 11 hours.
11 hours on horseback. So finally we get to the pass, and then from there we are expecting to see those beautiful animals.
This is Jeff Lakar here. He's the other Marco Polo hunter in camp. Cousin Jim. We're you boys all ready to go?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's beautiful out.
It's going to be quite the adventure.
It sure already has been.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Argo, world leader in amphibious vehicles. Corlane Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifle. Zeiss Sport Optics, we make it visible. Hot Mox, pack some heat. Puma Knives, knife maker to the world since 1769. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Silver Willow Taxidermy, capturing the memories. Trapper Gourd, leading trapping into the future. And by Deluxe Wall Tents, proudly made in Canada for Canadian conditions.
Well, here we are, 4,155 meters. Saku says this is as high as we have to go. We, about 4 hours ago, we left the ranch and worked our way up this pass. Did good time. Saku figured it would take us 8 hours. We did it in 4. Snow wasn't too bad. I'll tell you what, this elevation, it slows you down a lot. I'm not in too bad a shape, and I felt like I was about 400 pounds coming up that hill, but we made it. The others are just coming up behind us now. The other side of this ridge, Marco Polo country. Well, we got into camp late yesterday afternoon. It was pretty stormy. We went over the top of that big pass. It was just incredible up there, but we almost had almost whiteout conditions coming down the other side, so a little nasty. We all got a little wet and damp, but got our camp set up, got a good night's sleep, got our bellies full, warm soup, warm tea. Now we're going to go hunting, but I'm going to get the horses caught here and get camp taken down. Just an absolutely spectacular day, though. Hope we see Marco Polo today. Well, it's the second morning of actual hunting here. We spotted quite a few Marco Polos up there last night. They were kind of strung out all the way along those cliffs. There's probably about 15 or 20 rams up there. So I think we're going to break into 2 different groups today and try and do a play on a couple different bands. Doesn't look too bad getting up there, although in this elevation, you know, I'm not hiking as fast as I do at home, that's for sure. I had a bit of a storm come in last night and actually blew our tent right down while we were sleeping, so we had to get up in the middle of the night and put that back up and get some rocks on it, but it held through the rest of the onslaught last night. Beautiful country here, though. Just full of sheep. We saw many Marco Polos yesterday. There was a band of ewes and lambs, about 50 or 60 of them over there, some rams with them, and then this whole face here just was all rams. So I guess the plan is today we'll ride up as high as we can and then do the last of the stock on foot, and hopefully we can get within range. Well, the plans have changed about 3 times just sitting here. There's Marco Polos kind of running everywhere up there. I don't know if something spooked them. Could be a wolf. There's lots of wolf tracks here, so just kind of waiting, see if they settle down. But saw 2 really big rams up there and several others that were, you know, quite nice, but definitely not as good. Plans are meant to be fluid, right, Jeff?
Here, always fluid. It's only changed 4 times since an hour and a half, 10 minutes ago. But it's all good. We're gonna have a good day.
Lots of sheep up there.
This is Corlane's Gun Tech Tip of the Week.
Hi, I'm Greg from Corlane Sporting Goods, home of Rocky Mountain Rifles, and today we're going to talk about some bolt malfunctions. Mainly, if you pierce a primer, a lot of times it will shoot gas back into your firing pin, through your firing pin hole, into your bolt body, sometimes leaving debris from the primer in there, causing mechanical problems. We're going to show you how to strip down a bolt. I've got some examples of some easy bolts to strip down, which are a Winchester and a Weatherby. Remingtons, it's nice to have a tool to disassemble those. So we'll go and I'll show you how to do this. First, cock your firearm in a Winchester. Engage the safety into its half-on position. Open your bolt and remove it from your firearm. On the side of your bolt, there's what's called a safety hook. If this is depressed, your firing pin body will just spin out with no effort at all. After it's been stripped down, you can inspect the body inside and out, paying close attention to your firing pin tip. A lot of times this can be burned from the pierced primer, and if it is badly burned, you will need to replace it. If you have any more gun-related questions, give me a call at Coeur d'Alene Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifles.
This tip has been brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifle.
One of the joys of self-filming a hunt is you end up usually handing the camera over to someone who's not too familiar with it. In this case, somebody who doesn't speak English, who's not overly familiar with the camera, is going to be running it. But I've had Saku, who speaks both Kyrgyz and English, explain to him how to do the camera work. So I'll try and do as much as I can. But obviously, if we happen to get close enough for a shot, it's going to be all up to Summit to do the shooting. So hopefully it all turns out.
Plan. I guess Jim is over a canyon over where there's Ibex, and we've looked everywhere. Can't find the two big Marco Polos we saw earlier today from camp. So what we're hoping is we're gonna stay here, and then when Jim shoots at the Ibex, he'll come running up right in front of us. There's a big open spot here, about I don't know, it's maybe 300 yards across, so it should be a pretty close shot if they come. They're coming, they're coming, they're coming. He's hit good. I hit him good on that first one. He just went over the ridge.
Well, we found some really good blood. It's spraying and spraying and spraying. And then Samat, my guide, just got a radio from Oakley, Jim's guide, the Ibex hunter, saying they watched the ram go over the ridge. We lost him, ran down and fell into a canyon. He's dead. He is dead. Well, that's what they say dreams are made of right here. Marco Polo sheep, Kyrgyzstan. Not often I'm lost for words, but I am right now. Summit, spasiba. Very good guide. Funny though, you're all set up for long range shooting, got the Rocky Mountain rifle with the Zeiss Rapid Z on top of it, and end up taking about a 275 yard shot. But I'd very rather do a close one than a far one. Just a beautiful ram. We don't have a measuring tape with us, and truthfully, I don't care. but he's a big ram. What do you think, Papa?
No.
There he is, Marco Polo. That's what I traveled halfway around the world for, right there. Well, after Jeff got his Marco Polo yesterday, we packed up camp, made a long move, and we're in this really tight canyon here. We camped here last night. We got in just at dark. It was a long day. We saw a lot of Ibex riding up here yesterday, so both Jeff and I have Ibex tags left, so we'll be hunting those today. Now I do have to apologize a little bit here. You know, the camera work is a little bit rough. You got to remember, this was the first time summit. Had ever even seen a video camera, never mind run one. But after about several hours of climbing, we came on a big herd of Ibex, and there was one really good one in it. So Jeff was the first up to shoot.
Yes. Hey Jeff!
Hey,
I told you, don't shoot small ones. You have hit the wrong animal. Actually. Congratulations anyway.
we're very happy.
I'm happy.
With my cousin Jim, 1, 2, 3 down.
It's
Yeah.
long shot actually.
Hey,
Long shot. I told you already, in Ibex hunting you will make a really long shots. You have to be ready. And even more challenging and more difficult than this Marco Polo hunting, I would say. Yeah, great animal. Yep.
very, very happy.
So you hold yourself your animal. This is your trophy.
Thank you. It was a great hunt. Come on, Jim.
Okay, go.
Come in.
Jim, thank you for helping.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's
Thank
long
you.
shot actually.
Yeah, 405. 405
405
yards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
One shot.
So
1, 2, 3, and down.
great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was for Grandpa. Yeah, this is for our grandfather.
Well, that was a great Ibex that Jeff killed. And after we'd finished celebrating with it, our guides decided we should take off after and see where the other Ibex went. I thought it was a long shot, but amazingly, they found one really big Ibex hiding almost in a cliff. He was under a big overhang way up in the mountains. And this is where the long range system came in pretty handy. I hit him with the binos, 579 yards. It was a long shot, but conditions were good. There was no wind. I had a really steady rest. So dialed the Rapid Z, 550 yards. Got myself really super steady. Squeezed the trigger. Well, and you'll see what that GMX bullet did here right away.
Qarab tursam qayda et.
Oy. Oqun qarab qolachi. Opal. Yes.
That is impressive.
Now, as you can hear, everybody got pretty excited when I hit that Ibex, and there was a lot of celebrating going on and backslapping. And for a minute, the camera kind of got turned off the Ibex, got it turned back on. We watched him slide down the hill. That was it. Well, Saku, you told us that Ibex hunting was hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believed
is.
how hard.
No, actually, that's many people think guys Marco Polo hunting is much harder. Yes, Marco Polo hunting is hard actually, but I believe technically Ibex hunting is much harder because you have to climb, you have to really, that's also animal is unpredictable.
Yes.
Moves from one place to place, and when they catch the scent, your smell, they're going to gone actually, and it takes another 1 or 2 days to get there, or you will never find them. That's why Ibex hunting is much harder.
Yeah.
And I would say it's the most challenging and most interesting hunting at least in Kyrgyzstan.
Well, I was very confident. I've shot this rifle a lot at the range at 500-600 yards. I've got this Zeiss with the Rapid Z reticle on it, so
Yep.
when I saw him, I put the 550-yard crosshair right on him.
Yep, I think that's your rifle's really, perfect for this kind of hunting, especially when you're having this hunting Ibex hunting. You need to have really good scope actually.
Yes. So I've heard a lot of bad stories about Kyrgyzstan. I know people who've come over here, had very bad experiences. We've had nothing but good experiences. Your guides, everybody who works for you is first class. You know, we were met at the airport and we were taken care of ever since. Nothing has gone wrong. Like, it's been perfect.
Thank you.
And I think people need to know that, you know, I'm sure there are some bad operators here.
Yeah, definitely. I think there are always, there is no bad nation.
Nope.
There are bad people and good people actually everywhere.
Well, I want to thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I would
Thank you
recommend
very much.
anybody come hunt here.
Thank you very much.
It's phenomenal. If you want more information, hunting with Saku, Asian Mountain Outfitters, visit us online at outdoorquesttv.com. For more information on hunting with Asian Mountain Outfitters, contact them at 250-317-5525 or check them out online at asianmountainoutfitters.com.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Argo, world leader in amphibious vehicles. Corlane Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifle. Zeiss Sport Optics, we make it visible. Hot Mox, pack some heat. Puma Knives, knife maker to the world since 1769. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Silver Willow Taxidermy, capturing the memories. Trapper Gourd, leading trapping into the future. And by Deluxe Wall Tents, proudly made in Canada for Canadian conditions.
This has been an Outdoor Quest TV production. Visit us online at outdoorquesttv.com.